Question 18 asked by Honorable Mende to the Deputy President.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, as the South African National AIDS Council, that is SANAC, we launched the National Sex Work Sector Plan last year in March. And amongst other things, this plan is aimed at reducing the spread of HIV among sex workers. And this was largely in response to the challenge that our country faces in relation to sex workers being the most vulnerable, the highest vulnerable in the country, in that it was found that up to 70% of them continue to contract HIV. The plan provides a standardized minimum package of services that we would like to see provided by all implementing partners within and outside of government. This core package of services has been designed to encompass the multifaceted lives of sex workers. It calls for national coordination of a range of interventions that are meant to respond to this challenge, and these are biomedical, they are behavioral and social, as well as structural barriers that continue to confront sex workers on a daily basis. Now, evidence indicates that effective HIV prevention, the care and treatment packages for sex workers, their clients, those who use those sex services, and their children should be tailored to local context, and that such interventions should be led and implemented by the sex workers themselves. The sex work sector plan, therefore, seeks to support sex workers not only with healthcare services, but also support them in as far as ensuring that their human rights are protected and advanced, their psychosocial and economic rights are also advanced, the empowerment of sex workers in a variety of ways, economically and otherwise, is also advanced. Now, many of us may know that the South African Law Commission was given a task to look at law reform in as far as the possible decriminalization of sex work. Now, the Law Commission has completed its work, and the Cabinet has decided that the report on the work that they did should be released for public comment as part of a broader consultation process. Once comments have been received from the public, government will finalize a position on the various options that are proposed by the Law Commission. As this work continues, I encourage all sectors of society to support the National Sex Work Sector Plan, understanding that reduced infection rates among sex workers will in the end impact on infection rates in the general population, while ensuring that their constitutional rights of sex workers are protected. Now, this is an important task that all of us need to embark on, because sex workers are just as great and good citizens as all of us. They need to have their rights protected, and we need to join them in ensuring that all the services, all the rights that they should have are advanced, protected, and enhanced. So it's a call on all of us to join in this task of making sure that this plan is implemented and implemented effectively. When will the Law Commission's report be issued? It will be issued soon. It's going to happen. How soon? It's going to be very, very soon. And that is going to give us all an opportunity to discuss the various, if I'm protected from those who are howling about the plan.
Honourable members, please be quiet. You can't be throwing words like that around.
Now, this is going to be released soon, and we
Honorable member, you're out of order. What's wrong with you?
We invite all South Africans to participate in the issue, in the sharp issue that is going to arise, the decriminalization of sex work or not decriminalizing it. That is going to be an important discussion that all of us as South Africans should have. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Deputy President. Honorable Mente.
Enkosi, Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker, please allow me by starting with recognizing our SWET organization up there from the Western Cape in the gallery. And Deputy President, when you answer the next question, you must know they are sitting here listening to you. Those are the courageous members that protect the sex workers. Now, Deputy President, with your answer that you've just provided, acknowledging that we have a vulnerable group and you are sitting with the law reform findings in the cabinet, we just want the date as to when and where are you releasing. Now, the current law in South Africa allows men to buy sex, but it criminalizes women for selling sex that are at work. How is that allowed in a democratic country? When are we decriminalizing the sex work? We are talking about women who are at job. They are at work. They are not doing anything wrong. So we must protect women in South Africa.
Honorable members,
now we want to know, when are you decriminalizing the whole system to not allow men to buy sex when you cannot allow women to sell sex? Thank you very much.
Honorable Deputy President.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker. Clearly, it's quite clear that this topic evokes a lot of interest.
I noticed that, Honorable Deputy President, and I wish members could be quiet because your noise is not improving your arguments at all. Please go ahead, Deputy President.
For a minute, I thought I was being booed. But it's quite clear that people are talking about this in an excited way, because this evokes a lot of interest and excitement amongst people. So, Deputy Speaker, Honorable Mendes has raised an issue, and it's quite a serious issue. It's a matter that the South African Law Commission has dealt with. And in their report, they obviously go deep into this matter, and they are going to put out a number of options. And the reason that the Cabinet felt that this matter should be released for public discussion and debate is precisely this. There are different views among South Africans on precisely this matter, whether to decriminalize or to retain the criminalization. Now, when it comes to the criminalization, it's quite bizarre. Bizarre in the sense that sex workers themselves say this is so contradictory, because on the one hand, the government hands out condoms to sex workers and everyone. So sex workers participate in getting these condoms, and as soon as they have them, and these are tools of their trade, and once they have these tools of their trade, the police are waiting for them around the corner. They arrest them and confiscate the tools of their trade. And they say, how can a government act in such a contradictory manner? The one hand gives us condoms, the other hand takes the condoms away from us. And we are conducting our business and our work. Now, these are matters that need to be discussed properly amongst all of us as South Africans. It is quite a serious matter because a number of other people have religious views on this matter. Others have moral views, and other have ethical and a whole number of other views, and cultural, and you name it, and others have party views. Some parties have views on these matters, and others have gender views and what have you. So what we need to do is to, once the report is released, and it's going to be released soon, Honorable Mendes, it will be released soon, and thereafter the debate must rage, and out of the debate that will rage, the government will then be able to arrive at a conclusion which in the end will finally be brought here to Parliament to be debated, and thereafter we may have to amend the law in one shape or form or another. So that is the invitation to all South Africans to participate in this very important matter. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.